Hi. As we've been studying light, there are a few things that I want to go over with you to make sure you understand them. First of all, you have all of your vocab words on light and the eye. They are also in Quizlet.com. If you go to my School Center page, go to Useful Links, click on there, and it would be light and eye vocabulary. You do need to know those frontwards and backwards. A couple of words, though, people get confused a lot. One of them is transparent. A transparent material allows all of the light to go through. It allows all of the light to go through. Example is our classroom windows. They're very clear. All of the light goes through. We can clearly see what's outside our window. An easy way to remember transparent is that if your parents are looking through transparent windows, they can see exactly what you are doing. If you know that one, then translucent is easy. Translucent is a material that allows most of the light to come through, but some of it is scattered. So when you look through translucent material, what you're seeing is kind of blurry. You'll see an object, but you don't see detail. Examples of this are wax paper and frosted windows. A couple other words you want to make sure you understand because people get them confused are reflected and refracted. Reflected means it bounces back to you. When you look at yourself in a pond, that image bounces back to you. It is reflected to you. Refracted is when the light is bent. Think of that glass of water with the straw in it. The light gets bent when it hits the water. It's bent, and that's why our straw does not line up. Also, as we move into white light, first let me make sure you understand that all of the colors of the spectrum represent different light waves. They all represent different light waves. Different light waves are represented in color. Okay. White light is made up of all the colors of the spectrum, or all the colors of the rainbow. And I put up here Roy G. Biv. Easy way to remember: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. It'll come in handy for you through the remainder of your science classes. When white light hits an object, whatever color that object is what is reflected to us. If it's a red apple, white light hits the red apple, the red is reflected back to us and we see a red apple. All the other colors that were in the white light are absorbed into that apple. So we see the color that is reflected. We see the color that is reflected. When white light hits an object, whatever the color that object is reflected. That is the color we see. All other colors are absorbed by the object. We see a red apple because red is reflected, other colors absorbed. Now, for the structures of the eye, you can look at your eye diagram. It probably would be easier than looking at my eye diagram. But essentially, what I've drawn are the structures that are on your diagram. The outermost part of the eye is the cornea. It protects our eye. It also helps focus, but it's really a protective layer. If you scratch your cornea, you will know it because it will really hurt. You see, after the cornea, we see the iris. The iris is the colored part of our eyes, but look here. These cause the pupil to constrict or close or dilate, open. So the iris controls how open the pupil is. The pupil is simply a hole. It's a black hole, okay? The iris constricts it or dilates it depending upon how much light we need. Behind there, we've got the lens. And the lens can change its shape to help us focus. light goes from the lens back to the retina. The retina is this blue area on our diagram. The retina is where the cones and rods are, and they're used for detecting brightness and detecting color. The retina is a very important part of our eyes. In the retina, the image is flipped upside down, but everything goes through the optic nerve, sending a signal to the brain, and once the signal gets to the brain flips the object right side up. So we see it right side up. The path of light enters through the cornea, then the pupil, then the lens, retina, optic nerve, and the signal is sent to the brain.